Welcome to Sneak Peek. We've got a style squad on the MTV Movie Awards.
And the thrilling return of Sonya Smackdown.
And more of our amazing interviews from South by Southwest.
All this and more on Sneak Peek.
Welcome to Sneak Peek. I'm Faith.
And I'm Alex.
And we've got layers and layers of entertainment coverage for you.
Filled with murders, rampage, and gore.
What?
Like Raid.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Well, let's have Morgan speak more about Raid 2.
Thanks, guys. Gareth Evans, the Raid 2 Baron doll, picks up mere hours after the events of the 2011 film The Raid Redemption. Having barely had time to recover from the events of the first film, Rama, played by Ika Uwais, is tasked with going undercover to infiltrate and take down a Jakarta crime syndicate, uncovering corruption in the police force in the process. The plot has its contrived points, and the typical action tropes are there: faction warfare, hidden agendas, betrayal, the usual. Though these are very easily overlooked when focusing on the true strength of the film, being the combat. The fight scenes in The Raid were some of the best in recent memory, and The Raid 2 takes that visceral energy and cranks it off the charts. The scope of the second film is much larger than the first, though it doesn't suffer from the same fate as most action movie sequels, where the increase in scope comes at the cost of the spirit of the original, resulting in the film being flashy, yet a hollow shell of its former self. With this scope, Evans was allowed to create a world more akin to what he called a comic book world. Aside from the hundreds of thugs and flunkies in the film, Evans treats audiences to memorable mini-boss type characters in Fracasso, a machete-wielding killer for hire, and the brother-sister duo of Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman, who, as their names imply, wield signature weapons to brutal effect, and a nameless assassin who gives Rama a solid fight for his life. The film's shot in a way that simultaneously captures the range of fight scenes involving dozens of characters while keeping close on individuals to showcase the visceral combat and technical artistry behind the performance of the Indonesian martial art known as pencak silat. The camera is rarely static, making even the slightest movements to keep the action center stage, as well as conveying the high energy and higher impact of the combat. The camera strikes a nice balance when it comes to the more gruesome moments of the film, of which there are plenty. It doesn't shy away from the gore, nor does it linger on every gruesome outcome for far too long just for the sake of shock value. It holds just long enough that the audience recognizes what just happened, but not holding so long that it feels like the scene stopped to linger on the gore. The camera is often trying to keep up with the action, rather than the action trying to keep up the pace just to stay in the frame, which only helps to enhance the intensity of the action, as well as put on display the masterful direction and planning by Evans and the mind-blowing choreography from Uwais. Overall, I give The Raid 2 4.5 stars, with the only flaws of note being trying to fit one too many subplots and backstories into the otherwise flawless and incredibly badass film. It's on the longer side, clocking in at around 2.5 hours, though the length is hardly noticeable as every minute is either spent developing plot or putting the body count in triple digits. This film is definitely a must-see for fans of martial arts films, especially the bloodier ones. And with The Raid 3 already announced and Ong Bak's Tony Jaa attached to star opposite Uwais, this is shaping up to be a martial arts trilogy for the ages. The Raid 2 is currently wide release in theaters. Back to you guys.
I'd like to spray that film with Raid.
Why? You didn't like it?
I didn't even see it.
Why are you so upset?
I don't know, it just wasn't that big or significant.
Sweet segue.
So.
Well, now let's go and talk to the cast and the director of Big Significant Things.
Hey there, Sneak Peeps. This is Alex, and I'm here with Harry Lloyd, Krista Kosonen, and Brian Riesberg. They are the cast and director of Big Significant Things, which is going to be airing at South by Southwest. And so my first question is, can you tell me a little bit about who Craig is and who Ella is? Sorry. Yes, please.
Craig is a 25-year-old guy from New Jersey whose life is about to begin. He's about to move across the country and live with his girlfriend and start a new chapter and be responsible. But before he does that, he just wants to do one thing, He just needs to go on this road trip on his own and not explain it to anyone, just something for himself. And it's only when he gets into the car, he doesn't really know what that is. And someone who he meets along the way is an interesting girl from Finland called Ella.
Yes, thank you. Very nice. Ella is a bit of a mystery even for myself. She's she's very Finnish in a way that she's kind of melancholy or dark, I would say. But and she has her own reasons for being in Mississippi. I think that she ran away from something as well. So they have this connection with Craig, this weird connection, and. Well, I can't say anything more about that connection, but she's a very interesting character, I think. But it's like a lot of things that we don't know about her. Even I don't know. Maybe he knows.
Right. He's a writer
I mean,
after all.
basically, there's a lot to both characters that we went over beforehand that it's never mentioned in the film, and it's never brought up. I mean, it's you make a movie and not every conversation that the characters have is about the movie, and it's not about what problem needs to be tackled. So I think a fun thing about this film is it's, if you take a problem, how do you make a movie about that problem and never talk about that problem?
That's actually very interesting. So Krista, most of your experience as an actress has been in Finland. How is it different being in Big Significant Things?
Well, at first I thought it was going to be a lot more different. I was really excited. I was really kind of nervous, and do I have to tell the pool story again? But no,
Please.
when I
He doesn't know, you can't.
when I flew, I traveled like 24 hours or something to get to Mississippi, and I arrived there and I was really excited, like really nervous. And then when I came there, they had a pool party going on. So basically everyone was drunk when I came, and Brian. I was like, I'm gonna.
First time, Harry. I want to ask this. Daniel told me, he's like, don't worry, Harry does it now. Because like usually we'd go back and work on like script pages and it'd be really, but I knew we were going into overnights, so I just got in the hot tub and like had a beer before like we were.
The only time. No, but it was really good because then.
Supposed to be instilling confidence, and
But it was good for me because when I came and they weren't. It wasn't. I felt at home in a way. I was like, okay, so it's like Finland, It's always like that. The film crew, and so it was. And then when we really started shooting, it was easy to realize that basically the work is the same everywhere, and I wasn't like, oh, I'm in America, and it's something. It was just everyone was just so great, and it's basically the same things but just in a different language. Just a really amazing experience for me.
It's good that you felt at home too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
They made sure of it.
liquor and.
Yeah. And so, Harry, you have been a part of numerous works where they are award-winning. And how was it like to be a part of a film where you were the main focus?
Yeah, really weird. Quite frankly, it was very strange just to be part of the process from the very beginning, and to kind of help develop it and just to see all the backstage chaos that normally actors are protected from. You always imagine that people are really in charge and they build this wonderful world for you to play in, and it was kind of terrifying to realize just quite how close you are to this thing never being made, as it is with any film. So there was a point where I had to kind of stop being backstage, and actually I moved out of the house where all the production was staying and then moved into the motel down the road, just because I had to be hidden from all the chaos.
Well, thank you for being here, and I'm really excited to see your film. And so, well, there you have it, guys. We have here the cast and director of Big Significant Things.
I cannot wait to see that.
I know, the plot seems really interesting.
I don't care about the plot. I only care about Harry Lloyd.
Well, Faith, let's keep it PG here.
I mean, I would do anything for the Targaryens.
Well, while Faith cools down, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sneak Peek. Hey, did you see the MTV Movie Awards this weekend? sorry. I'll have to apologize on behalf of Alex. She's still in a coma from Zac Efron's outfit choice this weekend. Okay, luckily we have Olivia here to talk to us about this week's best dressed and undressed in this situation from the MTV Movie Awards this weekend. Take it away, Olivia.
I love you, Zac Efron.
Hey sneak peekers, it's Olivia here, back with an all-new style squad over this year's MTV Movie Awards. That's right, I've compiled a list of both highs, lows, and meows from those who appeared on Sunday night's red carpet. First off is the furry feline we all love, Grumpy Cat, aka Tartar Sauce. The internet sensation grouchily appeared on the carpet rocking a miniature look-alike version of Pharrell's famous Vivienne Westwood hat. Placed just above her right ear and paired with those piercing blue eyes and signature pout, Grumpy Cat proves it doesn't take much to steal the spotlight. Jessica Alba may have made an error pronouncing Zac Efron's name on stage, but she made no mistake on the red carpet with the white piece de en archive bandeau top and yellow-green flared Kenzo skirt. The MTV Movie Award presenter topped off her summery chic ensemble with gorgeous printed Jimmy Choo pumps and a black Narisco Rodriguez clutch. I have to say her summery color combination and side-swept waves worked perfectly with the more relaxed standards of the MTV red carpet and her overall glow. Then there's Chrissy Teigen, who looks absolutely golden wearing a light pink strapless Uliana Sergenko dress, Christian Louboutin shoes, and shyly rose jewelry. The dress's sweetheart neckline combined with its ruched bodice were so gorgeous, along with the printed design on the skirt. With her sheer makeup and flowy, waving hair, she could pretty much stun in anything, even a shortened version of Rita Ora's black low-cut Barbara Casasola gown. And although she's lacking her best accessory, husband John Legend, Teigen shines as one of my favorite looks from the night's event. It's a good thing Shailene Woodley doesn't diverge herself from stellar fashion choices because she pulls off a green knotted Balmain leather top and pleated skirt so well with the black Jimmy Choo heels and David Yurman jewelry. Now the MTV Movie Award winner looks fabulous with the olive and black color scheme, but the leather material of the outfit looked like it could upholster an average sofa. But you can't go wrong with the elaborate design of those Jimmy Choo pumps, so it's still a win. You go, Shailene. It's not a style squad without mentioning one of my favorite fashionistas, Lupita Nyong'o. The Oscar winner and MTV Movie Award presenter wowed in this exciting multicolor Chanel dress, light blue Casati pumps, and Vita Fede jewelry. The spunkiness of the confetti-looking embellishments on the shoulders to the pleated fringes on the bottom worked so well with her small pompadour hairdo and light makeup, and of course, her killer smile. Gosh, Lupita, I've missed talking about you. And in case you thought I forgot about Zac Efron, don't worry, I didn't. The Neighbor star didn't wow me on the red carpet with this Neil Barrett vintage denim button-down shirt, black pants, and Salvatore Ferragamo shoes. And I'm just really sorry, but it's really hard to sell an ordinary-looking denim shirt, even if you have sparkling blue eyes. But before you start sharpening those pitchforks, I do not want to say that this questionable shirt choice, I mean, it didn't prove to be pointless, as Rita Ora did us all a favor and ripped off that hideous piece of clothing on stage after Efron won the MTV Movie Award for Best Shirtless Performance. And oh, did he sure make a fashion comeback after that. Kudos, Zac Efron. And lastly, Holland Roden fails to impress with this nude-colored Salvatore Ferragamo mini. Not only is this pleather-looking material off-putting, but the skirt of the dress is a mess. With one half featuring a pleated design and the other smooth surface, I'm confused. Could the dress not decide what kind of skirt it wanted? The Teen Wolf star should have considered having some werewolves tear that dress apart before showing up to the carpet like this. While her pulled up-to pink Brian Atwood shoes, Ferragamo clutch, and Mira T ear cuffs are great accessories, the dress pales in comparison to the potential this outfit could have had. Sorry, Holland, there's always next year. And that's a wrap for this week's edition of Style Squad. See you later, sneak peekers.
Man, that Olivia sure does know a thing or two about style.
It's more than I can say for you.
Alex, we're like basically wearing the same thing.
Well, point taken. But you know who dresses really nice? The cast of Supermensch. Roll the interview.
Hey there, sneak peekers. It's Alex, and we're here at the red carpet for the South by Southwest Festival, and we're going to be talking to the cast of Supermensch. Knowing that this is a dedication to all of your work in the industry, how do you feel?
It's very humbling. It's amazing. It's a range of emotions. Very proud, very humbled, very uncomfortable, just a wide range of emotions.
Did it come as a surprise that Mike Myers wanted to do a documentary on your life?
It did, absolutely. But he's wanted it for years and years, so I got used to it after a while. And I think he got used to me saying no, but...
And so, did you get a lot of input in what you wanted and what you didn't want?
None at all. No, his film. My life, his film. You know.
What is one of the things that you most enjoyed about this?
Spending time with Mike.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship?
Just very close friends. He stays at my guest house in Hawaii. And I just really like him. We have a great time. He loves my stories, so he's always asked me to tell him stories.
Thank you very much. Do you have any advice for our UT students in the
Do what you feel is right, and don't hurt anybody. You can have winners and winners. You don't have to have winners and losers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're such a mensch, Alex.
Is that an insult?
You know, I don't think so. I don't really know.
Well, can I choose to be offended?
By all means, go ahead.
Well, while I choose whether I'm mad at Faith or not, let's take a break. You know what I think it's time for?
Oh, I think I do. It's time for a smackdown.
It's time for America's favorite side piece. She's mean, she's lean, and coming in at 125, intimidating. She is Sonia Smackdown.
Her opponent, the mass pack of hipsters that claim they liked the festival before it was cool, the grandfather of all music festivals, and supporter of holographic dead rappers, Coachella.
May the best win. Round one, go Sonia.
Alas, the sun is out, spring has sprung, the California desert is as delightful as ever, and hordes of aspiring indie birds are flocking to Coachella to reaffirm their love for live music while dressing up like it's hippie Halloween. Welcome, guys, to Sonia Smackdown, Coachella edition. Now, first and foremost, this segment is simply an opinion, and I've never personally been to Coachella, and in fact, I would love to one day. However, I can't help but wonder if Coachella is transforming itself from being all about the music to more about the fashion choices of celebrities and the scene associated with the festival. From what I have gathered from the depths of the internet and its cave-dwelling trolls, Coachella is not as glamorous as it may seem, unless you're a high-flying celeb. People have bashed Coachella as a water hole for rich, Instagram-loving white kids needing their indie fix, and I can see why this may be so. You know how social media works. If you didn't Instagram it, it didn't happen. Celebrities know this rule as well, and Instagram rules Coachella. It's the social media platform that caught Leonardo DiCaprio awkwardly dancing / moshing to MGMT that now has over 2 million views on YouTube. Blame it on the lewds, Leo, just blame it on the lewds. The trends running rampant at this year's festival were, firstly, Native American-inspired headpieces rocked by everyone from Victoria's Secret babe Alessandra Ambrosio to your local jerky frat guy. And then there's the South Asian-inspired bindi, worn by celebs such as Coachella regular Vanessa Hudgens, seen here pairing her culturally appropriated piece with some long blonde locks and a serious face, and Selena Gomez rocking the kissy face but with an Instagram filter. That's how you stand out. Look, for me, something just doesn't sit right when I know hundreds of festival goers are wearing these culturally appropriated and spiritual pieces without more than likely knowing the origins or the cultural relevance behind them. Sure, they may think they're being fashion forward, but it levels with disrespect when, instead of spreading cultural knowledge, these spiritual pieces are simply being used for show and tell. We're all guilty of appropriation at one point or another, but come on, you know things are getting overtly gimmicky when Coachella offers festival goers teepee rentals for the weekend. Seriously? I have also been coaxed into mentioning Kendall Jenner's strange nose ring. So here it is, feast your eyes out. I have no opinion on her choice of nose apparel, just that she probably shouldn't start an altercation with another festival goer. That would be painful. Ow. Now, artists at this year's Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival include Arcade Fire, Muse, and of course, Outkast.
Lana Del Rey, Ellie Goulding, and Pharrell also performed. The first festival was held in 1999 and has since exploded into an event known around the globe. What I truly hope is that the essence and excitement of the festival is not lost within the fashion, celebrity endorsements, and college student debauchery. In the words of Snoop Lion, you ain't gonna realize what you got till it's gone. So keep the music alive, California, and please rock on the culturally appropriate way. Back to the hosts.
You know, I'd really love to go to Coachella if I could afford it.
Well, why would you want to go at all? I mean, they've sold out so hard.
I know, but they have great artists, though.
But what if you got hurt and there was nobody there to take care of you?
That sounds suspiciously a lot like the plot of Take Care.
And what a coincidence that is. Next up is an interview with the cast and crew of Take Care.
Hey sneak peekers, I'm Jillian and I'm here at the red carpet for the new movie Take Care. This movie stars Leslie Bibb, who gets hit by a car and none of her friends and family want to take care of her. So she has to ask her ex-boyfriend, who has a girlfriend, for some help.
Well, it's pretty challenging because there's a lot of physical impediment to the part. And so that was fun to work with, as well as just being a lead in the movie and having to shoot on no money and do that crazy budget. Hi, Lizzie! But really, it's my director and my writer. It's the whole reason I did the movie, because she's incredible. Liz Tuccillo is an amazing writer, and so to get that experience to work so hands-on, and I got to produce the movie, so it's really, really fun.
Everything that you do is always sort of a challenge, right? So it's just a matter of like, what exactly about you is this going to challenge now, you know? And for me, I think that a lot of the lessons learned with this one were just like, I had to lighten up. You know what I mean? I can get so precious sometimes with a lot of the work and stuff that I'm doing, which is, I guess, to a certain degree okay, but like it just can get a little overwrought. And forget that you're supposed to have fun. And with this group, it was amazing how joyful this whole experience was and how joyously everybody went to work every day. And so I think that it's infectious and it shows up on the screen, which I think is a large part of why we're here. I mean, among the many things that are sort of outstanding about this movie, the sheer quantity, percentage-wise, of filmmakers that are women that are involved in the making of this movie. It's sort of unlike anything that I've ever been a part of before, and it was so refreshing. You know what I mean? It was, you have like a female DP and like a female sound, operator, and you have women producers and writer-director, and a cast largely made up of women. It was incredible. It was really nice to see that sort of thing happening with this film. It was sort of a shame that that we have to do it a small film to have that many people involved in it. But I'm very proud to be a part of it, and it was really cool to see how it translated into like a work day, which was just awesome.
It's a story about a woman who comes home from the hospital and she finds out, realizes, like, she with a broken arm and a broken leg, and she realizes that she doesn't really have anyone to take care of her because all her friends are sort of lame and her family's sort of lame. And so that sort of came just from the idea of, I've always often noticed how people a lot of times don't come through for people in the bad times, and that was sort of always in my mind. And then I just had a friend who was actually in the film who had rotator cuff surgery, and we had to go over and keep like changing her ice and all the things that are in the film. And that sort of started me with the idea of what would happen if somebody came home and nobody was there, and who would take care of them, and that sort of thing.
Well, I was wondering if you had any advice for writers or film students at all?
Yeah, I guess I would say I haven't prepared anything, but I would say to keep writing and keep creating, and sort of don't stop and don't wait for anyone to give you permission to do it, because, in this day and age with digital and just even writing, you just sit down and you write. You don't need anyone to sort of give you permission, and that's the great thing about writing, and it's a great thing about even making films now. It's like you kind of can do it really, not on your own, but you can do it really mean and lean. So I think that if I had to say anything, it's just sort of like keep writing and creating things that you care about, and that's the first start to other people caring about it.
All this Take Care stuff is too mushy-gushy for me.
Really? I thought it was kind of sweet.
Well, you are the soppy one.
Hey, no, I'm not.
And that's all I got tonight for you, sneak peekers. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.